An anthology of readings of Almighty God's words. Utterances of Christ in the Beginning. Chapter 120. Zion, rejoice. Zion, sing out. I have returned in triumph. I have returned victorious. All peoples, hurry to line up in order. All things of creation, come now to a halt. For my person faces the whole universe and appears in the east of the world. Who dares not to kneel down and worship? Who dares not to call me the true God? Who dares not to look up in reverence? Who dares not to give praise? Who dares not to rejoice? My people will hear my voice, and my sons will survive in my kingdom. Mountains, rivers, and all things will cheer unendingly and leap about without cease. At this time, none will dare to fall back, and none will dare to rise up in resistance. This is my wonderful deed, and even more than that, it is my great power. I will make everything revere me in its heart, and, beyond even this, I will have everything praise me. This is the ultimate aim of my management plan of 6,000 years, and it is what I have ordained. Not one person nor object nor event dares to rise up to resist me or oppose me. All my people will flow to my mountain, and they will submit before me, because I have majesty and judgment, and I carry authority. This refers to when I am in the body. I also have authority in the flesh. But because the limitations of time and space cannot be transcended in the flesh, it cannot be said that I have obtained complete glory. Although I obtain the firstborn sons in the flesh, it cannot be said that I have obtained glory. It is only when I return to Zion and change my appearance that I may be said to carry authority, that is, that I have obtained glory. Nothing will be difficult for me. By the words of my mouth, all shall be destroyed, and by the words of my mouth, all will come into being and be made complete. Such is my great power, and such is my authority. Because I am full of power and replete with authority, no person could dare obstruct me. I have already triumphed over everything, and I have already won victory over all of the sons of rebellion. I am bringing my firstborn sons together with me to return to Zion. I am not returning to Zion alone. Therefore, all will see my firstborn sons, and thus develop a heart of reverence for me. This is my aim in obtaining the firstborn sons, and this has been my plan since the creation of the world. When all is ready, that will be the day of my return to Zion, and this day will be commemorated by all peoples. When I return to Zion, all things on earth will be silent, and all upon the earth will be at peace. When I return to Zion, everything will resume its original appearance. Then I will commence my work in Zion. I will punish the wicked and reward the good, and I will bring into force my righteousness, and I will carry out my judgment. I will use my words to accomplish everything, making all people and all things experience my chastising hand, and I will make all people see my full glory, my full wisdom, and my full bounty. No person will dare to rise up in judgment, for in me all things are accomplished. And here let every man see my full dignity, and taste my full victory. For in me all things are manifested. From this it is possible to see my great power and my authority. No one will dare offend me, and no one will dare obstruct me. In me all is made open. Who would dare hide anything? I am certain to show that person no mercy. Such wretches must receive my severe punishment, and such scum must be purged from my sight. I will rule them with an iron rod, and I will use my authority to judge them, without the slightest mercy, and without sparing their feelings at all. For I am God Himself, who is without emotion and majestic, and cannot be offended. All should understand and see this, lest they come to be struck down and annihilated by me without cause or reason. For my rod will strike down all who offend me. I do not care whether they know my administrative decrees. That will be of no consequence to me, as my person does not tolerate being offended by anyone. This is the reason why it is said that I am a lion. Whomever I touch, I strike down. That is why it is said that it is now blasphemy to say that I am the God of compassion and loving kindness. In essence, I am not a lamb, but a lion. No one dares offend me. Whosoever offends me, I will punish with death, immediately and without mercy. This suffices to show my disposition. Therefore, in the final age, a large group of people shall withdraw, and this will be difficult for people to bear. But for my part, I am relaxed and happy, and I do not see this as a difficult task at all. Such is my disposition. I hope that all people will have a submissive heart to obey all that is of me. If they do, I will certainly bless mankind greatly. For, as I have said, those who are compatible with me will be preserved, while those who are hostile to me will be cursed. I have ordained this, and none can change it. The things I have determined are things I have accomplished, and whosoever goes against them will be chastised immediately. I have everything I need in Zion, and everything I desire. There is no hint of the world in Zion, and compared to the world, it is a palace, rich and grand, but no one has ever entered it, and therefore, in man's imagination, it does not exist at all. Life in Zion is unlike life on earth. On earth, life is eating, wearing clothes, playing, and seeking pleasure, while in Zion, it is greatly different. It is the life of the Father and sons immersed in joy, always filling the whole space of the universe, but always coming also together in unison. Now that it has come to this, I will tell you where Zion is situated. Zion is where I reside. It is the location of my person. Therefore, Zion must be a holy place, and it must be far away from earth. That is why I say that I despise the people, things, and matters of earth, and I detest the eating, drinking, playing, and pleasure-seeking of the flesh. Because no matter how enjoyable the earthly pleasures, they cannot compare with life in Zion. It is the difference between heaven and earth, and there is no way of comparing the two. The reason there are many puzzles on earth that man cannot solve is that people have heard nothing of Zion. Well, where is Zion exactly? Is it on another planet, as people imagine it to be? No, that is merely a fantasy in the mind of man. The third heaven, which I have mentioned, is regarded by man as having prefigurative meaning. But what men understand in their notions is exactly opposed to my meaning. The third heaven here mentioned is not false in the slightest. That is why I say I will not destroy the sun, the moon, the stars, and the celestial bodies, and I will not eliminate heaven and earth. Could I destroy my dwelling place? Could I eliminate Mount Zion? Is this not laughable? The third heaven is my dwelling place. It is Mount Zion, and this is absolute. Why do I say it is absolute? It is because what I say now cannot be understood by man at all. He can only hear it. The scope of man's thinking simply cannot encompass it, and therefore I will now say no more about Zion, lest people regard it as a fiction. After I return to Zion, those on earth will continue to praise me as in the past. Those loyal service doers will wait as ever to render service to me. But their function will have come to an end. The best they can do is to contemplate the circumstances of my presence on earth. At that time, I will begin to bring disaster down onto those who will suffer calamity. Yet everyone believes that I am a righteous God. I will certainly not punish those loyal service doers, but only let them receive my grace. For I have said that I will punish all evildoers, and that those who perform good deeds will receive the material enjoyment that I bestow, demonstrating that I am the God of righteousness and faithfulness himself. Upon my return to Zion, I will begin to turn toward each nation in the world. I will bring to salvation the Israelites and chastise the Egyptians. This is the next step of my work. My work then will not be the same as it is in the present day. It will not be work in the flesh, but will transcend the flesh completely. And as I have spoken, so will it be done. And as I have commanded, so will it stand. Whatever is spoken, so long as it is spoken from my mouth, it will be fulfilled immediately in reality. This is the true meaning of my word being spoken, and its fulfillment taking place at the same time. For my word itself is authority. I am now speaking of some general things, as a way to give people on earth a few clues, so that they may not grasp wildly about. When that time comes, everything will be arranged by me, and none should act willfully, lest they be struck down by my hand. In the imaginations of men, all that I speak of is vague, because, after all, man's way of thinking is limited, and man's thought is as far from that of which I have spoken as earth is from heaven. Therefore, none can comprehend this. The only thing to do is to come into alignment with what I say. This is the inevitable course of things. I have said, in the last days, the beast will emerge to persecute my people, and those who are fearful of death will be marked with a seal to be carried off by the beast. Those that have seen me will be killed by the beast. The beast, in these words, undoubtedly refers to Satan, the deceiver of mankind. This is to say, when I return to Zion, a large group of service doers will withdraw. That is, they will be carried off by the beast. These creatures will all go to the bottomless pit to receive my eternal chastisement. Those that have seen me refers to those loyal service doers who have been conquered by me. Having seen me refers to their having been conquered by me. Killed by the beast refers to Satan, having been conquered by me, not daring to rise up to resist me. In other words, Satan will not dare to perform any work upon these service doers, and therefore the souls of these people will have been saved. This is said due to their ability to be loyal to me, and it means that those loyal service doers will be able to receive my grace and my blessing. Therefore, I say that their souls will have been saved, but those evil servants will be bound up again by Satan and then thrown into the bottomless pit. This is my punishment of them. This is their retribution, and it is the reward for their sins. As the pace of my work quickens, my time on the earth gradually diminishes. The date of my return to Zion draws near. When my work on earth has come to an end, it will be time for my return to Zion. I do not wish to live on earth at all, but for the sake of my management, for the sake of my plan, I have endured all suffering. Today, the time has already come. I will quicken my pace, and no one will be able to keep up with me. Whether man can understand it or not, I will tell you in detail all that man is unable to comprehend, yet must be known by you on earth. Therefore, I say that I am God Himself, who transcends time and space. Were it not for my purpose of obtaining the firstborn sons and thus defeating Satan, I would already have returned to Zion. Were it otherwise, I would simply never have created mankind. I despise the world of man, and I detest people who are apart from me, to the extent of considering destroying the whole of mankind in one fell swoop. However, my work has order and structure, a sense of proportion and moderation, and it is not haphazard. All I do is meant to defeat Satan, and even more is it meant to enable me to be together with my firstborn sons as soon as possible. This is my aim.